Hello, everyone, and welcome back. So, what's on tap for today? Well, we've got another great reaction video, folks. This time it's one of our favorite senators, again, Josh Hawley. This time he's questioning this liberal activist who actually says Republicans and Trump owners are stupid and morons. And he's questioning her because she's a nominee for the National Archives. Her name is Colleen Shogan. We're going to get to that in the next few seconds, but before we do so, just want to let you know you're watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I'm your guest host for today. My name is Dr. Nasir. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, like, share, and follow us. Let's get to this reaction video right now.
Let me start with you, Shogun, if I could. You have talked throughout your today's hearing so far and in your pre-hearing Q&A about how much it's important to be a nonpartisan leader. Is that correct?
Yes, Senator.
And so if you're confirmed, you will attempt to stay politically neutral in your decision-making. Is that fair to say?
Yes, Senator.
Fair characterization of your views, I should say.
Yes, yes.
So I was troubled, I have to say, by this article that you wrote, that Senator Portman asked you about a minute ago, published by the American Political Science Association. I have it here, Anti-Intellectualism in the Modern Presidency, Republican Populism, published in June of 2007. Do you consider this piece to be nonpartisan?
Thank you, Senator, for that question. I consider it to be an academic article, publication of...
Yeah, thank you, Senator, for that question, which means, damn it, I hate that question. Why are you asking me? Academic writing, code word for I'm an elitist, I'm above everybody, everybody else is a serf, a peon, a slave, a vassal, okay? They're all stupid, they're all idiots, they don't know what what to think, what to say, how to interpret anything. I'm the smart one. That's what an academic paper is all about. Let's see her answer.
16, 17 years ago, a scholarly piece.
Scholarly?
Yeah, let's dig into it a little bit. You write in your paper that to combat allegations of elitism, recent Republican presidents have adopted anti-intellectualism. Mm-hmm. How would you define anti-intellectualism?
Thank you, Senator, for that question. The ability to speak in very plain, common sense terms to Americans.
In other words, that's code for just dumb it down for us stupid hicks and hayseeds. Hick, hick, hick. I'm a hick, I'm a hayseed. I can't understand anything you're talking about there, lady. But you know one thing I can do? I can certainly mansplain to you a few things if you let me. But then again, you just think I'm a hick and a hayseed. Where are my suspenders? Where are my britches? I gotta go find them.
So you say recent Republican presidents, but your case studies are Dwight Eisenhower and Ronald Reagan, mm-hmm. and then coming up, I think, to George W. Bush. So what's the point here? I mean, you say at one point Republicans tend to exhibit anti-intellectual qualities. Democrats, on the other hand, coalesce on the intellectual tail of the continuum. So is the point?
There you have it. Anti-intellectual Republicans, but on the continuum spectrum, Democrats. Oh, they're on the intellectual side. They're way above us.
Point that Republicans are stupid and Democrats are intellectual?
Yes, thank you, Senator, for that question. Absolutely not. The point of the article is that the presidents that I featured in it have a rhetorical connection with the American people.
A rhetorical connection that you say is anti-intellectual, and you feature every two-term Republican president, going back to Dwight Eisenhower.
Yes, Senator, I think it's a piece on rhetoric, and it is really looking at how these presidents have been successful rhetorically in their arguments.
Interesting. It's a piece on rhetoric, but you attribute part of the anti-intellectualism of the Republican Party to, in your words, the rise of the religious right. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that. Because those voters are stupid?
Thank you, Senator, for that question. Absolutely not. And if I am confirmed as Archivist of the United States, I look forward to welcoming all Americans to the National Archives.
I just call bullshit. And if this lady continues to say, thank you, Senator, for that question. I'm going to have to get a barf bag because I'm starting to get that nauseating feeling. And you folks don't want to see me get a nauseated feeling because it's happened before on this show. I've had to have a barf bag like they give you on, like they used to give you on the planes. I don't even, do they even give those on the planes anymore? I don't see them anymore. But if this idiot activist lady says it one more time, just letting you folks out there know, a barf is coming along the way because a verbal diarrhea is being fomented right now, folks. Let's listen some more dribble.
So, do you think that people who voted for Donald Trump are anti-intellectual?
Thank you, Senator. I would not make.
Excuse me for a minute, folks. Oh, I was bubbling up there. I told you. If she said it one more time, it was going to happen. Oh my God, let's continue.
Make any judgment on the people who voted for President Trump or any other president.
So you don't think the people who voted for Dwight Eisenhower or Ronald Reagan or George W. Bush, they weren't anti-intellectual? The anti-intellectual rhetoric just appealed to them because what? What's your theory?
Thank you, Senator, for that question. As I said, presidents are able to speak in common sense, plain terms to Americans that they understand.
So you characterize President Reagan as having, quote, less than impressive intellectual capacities. You said President Eisenhower and Bush were decidedly intellectual. You said Reagan engaged in intellectual posturing. Let's just start with the first one. Less than impressive intellectual capacities. So in other words, it's dumb.
Thank you, Senator. Absolutely not. That was a perception, and it was cited.
I'm sorry, it's a perception by whom? By you? You wrote about it.
No,
Yes.
Senator, that was, and as I said, in the article, that is a perception, but actually in the article, because...
You say Reagan's less than impressive intellectual capacities have been widely discussed. That's presented.
These people are absolutely freaking, I mean, they just amazing. You might want to grab your hair and just cheer it out. I mean, unbelievable here. These guys say stuff. They write stuff. They're on video. They're taped. It's there for the entire world to see. It's in black and white. It's on film. And then when they're presented with it right on the facts and say, here it is, you wrote it, you said it, you spoke it, it's there. No, I didn't say that. I didn't write that. I didn't do that. No, that's not what I meant. I mean, I put it down there, but you're reading it wrong. See, you're a stupid idiot moron yourself. You can't understand what I wrote. That's what I was saying. I'm an elitist. I'm an academic. I wrote that stuff, but you can't understand. That's not what I meant. You're taking it all out of context. These guys are unfreaking believable. The amount of verbal diarrhea that emanates from their mouths is an avalanche. It's a freaking torrential tsunami of diarrhea that just bubbles out of these guys and gals all the time. Let's continue and hear some more verbal diarrhea, shall we?
And it is a factual statement. You don't even cite for it. This is on page 298. I have your article. Don't dissemble in front of me. So Reagan's less than impressive intellectual capacities have been widely discussed. You're not saying that he had less than, that's not your view?
Thank you, Senator. It is not my view.
Why did you write it?
Thank you, Senator. That is not my view. My view was focused on his rhetorical capabilities.
That's not what your sentence says. Listen, you wrote an article saying basically that Republican voters are stupid, that Republican presidents deliberately appeal to anti-intellectualism. You roll it all up in this thing called Republican populism, yet you're trying to present yourself here as a nonpartisan. In fact,
Liar!
extreme partisan, and your record shows that. You're someone who has denigrated Republican presidents, every two-term Republican president, I hope I'm not leaving anybody out, that has, since the Second World War, and their voters in this lengthy article. I mean, I just don't understand. If you wrote it, why won't you stand behind it?
Yes.
Thank you, Senator. I will stand by my long experience for over 15 years of nonpartisan service.
You know, this is not just a theoretical set of questions, because as you know, we have seen what happens when you have political activists in the position that you are up for confirmation for. And we are living through that as a nation right now. We are living through the weaponization, the political weaponization of the National Archives, the political weaponization of the Department of Justice, the political weaponization of the FBI, such that half of the people of this country cannot trust those institutions. We're living with a president who calls half the voters of this country semi-fascists, who have said that they are a threat to democracy. This is an elected American president who makes these outrageous statements. So in that environment, frankly, to have you up for confirmation for this position, which has become very politically charged, in a way I lament. It should not have been, but unfortunately, the past archivists have done what they've done. The FBI has done what it has done. DOJ has done what they have done. And here you are talking about the anti-intellectualism and, frankly, stupidity of American voters. I mean, if that isn't plain to type, I don't know what the world is. I mean, it's basically a self-parody. How can you assure me or anybody watching this hearing, the millions of Americans, 75 million Americans who voted for a Republican in the last election, how can you assure them that you will be truly nonpartisan, given what you have said over a period of years?
Thank you, Senator. I stand by my record of nonpartisan service at the Congressional Research Service, the Library of Congress, and at the White House Historical Association. And I invite anybody to talk to the people that I have worked with for years in my nonpartisan government service.
Mr. Chairman, without objection, I'd like to enter this article, Anti-Intellectualism.
There you have it, folks. I mean, he just hit the nail right on the head, as Josh Hawley does every single time. He's prepared, he has everything, and he just leads the witness right down the road to where he wants it to go. And the witness ends up basically crapping on themselves. I mean, they are absolutely, I mean, they're squirming in their seats. They know exactly what's going on. And it's holding like, thank you, Senator, for that question. Thank you, Senator. That was a great question you asked me, Senator. Yeah, it's BS. It's all garbage. And then when he goes, how can you let the nation know, the 75, the 80 plus Americans who voted for President Trump, the conservatives, the Republicans, the people that you're calling anti-intellectual, the people that you're calling stupid, moronic, idiots. How can you let them know that you are going to be nonpartisan when your whole life you have never been nonpartisan? And yet she goes on with that dribble, goes on with that verbal diarrhea about, hey, check with the people that I work with. Well, every person that you work with is part of the same woke, progressive, establishment. All social justice warriors. They're all in that intellectual strata. And they're looking down on everybody with their nose and drinking their tea with their pinkies extended. That's what do you check with the people that you work with? What are you? You're the idiot. You're Simmer, my acronym, because all this stuff's just simmering inside you. You, Colleen Shogan, you are part of Simmer, S-I-M-R, which I say, stupid. You're an idiot. You're a moron. You're retarded. Sticks and stones, baby. Sticks and stones. I'm mansplaining to you, honey. Anyways, folks, we appreciate you taking time to watch. We hope you enjoy this video as much as we did in reacting to it. So, you've been watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I've been your guest host. My name is Dr. Nasir. If it's your first time here, you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. You know what to do. Hit that notification bell. Like, share, and follow us. Comments below. Let us know what you think. And my final thought is, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. Well, take care, folks. Stay safe. And we'll see you again.